Okay. Uh, this was a new. This was a first. Okay. Let's see what happens. That just like completely locked down my PC. Fully like had to restart, hard restart. I haven't had that happen actually on a stream yet, which is surprising because I'm usually, working with software that will tend to do that. But Unreal Engine, for some reason, there really just yeah, it was really frustrating. Unreal Engine just locked up trying to save, which is one of the worst things I think from software standpoint. It's like you're trying to save a file and it not just crashes, like it locks your whole machine down just from saving a file. That's definitely a that's not good. Um, if the hard drive space 47 gigs is probably fine. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's totally locked it down, which is yeah, that's frustrating. It's frustrating. I didn't lose anything, but it could have been. Okay. So what we were doing when that left is we were let's see. We were just talking about terrain data and yeah, we were talking about terrain data and I was talking about an idea that I had, which was to basically use Blender to isolate out the vertical sections of the terrain and then export a mesh that would be basically a vertical mesh as an FBX file, and then bring it into Unreal Engine and convert it to Nanite and use it to essentially make the vertical sections of the terrain. And we were talking Adam West. I don't know if he'll come back or not, but he was there before this all froze, and I think he was saying that he's done this. I don't know. I'm not. It's like I've seen all these tutorials on like what triplanar mapping and how to handle it, and like I've seen so much stuff. I've never seen anyone be like, okay, like go grab a vertical mesh in Blender and bring it in. So if it's out there, I really want to know about it because I actually want to follow it. It'd be really cool to have. So bear with me here as I figure out where my terrain is. Okay, so here's the basic concept that I'm going to attempt to do. We'll spend a little time on this, and if we can't get it, then we'll just we'll go back to the drawing board. Let me just make sure this is my correct terrain. I think it is. Yeah, this is the low res. I think this is nothing. This is me just probably bringing something in for test. And then this was the, and let's just double check this file. So this is the Gaia output. Yeah, this is the EXR terrain file. Okay. So here's the idea is we have to basically, we're going to have to duplicate this. And then we'll hide this. We're just going to call this Cathedral Gaia height map non applied. Okay. And then we're going to grab this one and we're going to just rename this. Okay. Applied. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to this subdivision modifier and this displacement, and I'm just going to come up with like what's a good, reasonable level of detail. So at 3, we're about a million. I think that's probably something we can handle. And displacement. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply both of these. So we're going to apply this, and we're going to apply this. So now we have a mesh. Okay. So we have something that we can kind of work with. But what we're going to try to figure out is if there's a way for us to get all of this vertical mesh, and then we're going to try to add some geometry to it so that we can actually have a dense mesh that we can bring into Unreal Engine and then convert to nanite. That's the idea. I don't know if it's going to work. So like the simple way to do this is you can select like, I know we can select by slope, but I'm just going to show a couple things here. So you can do by normal. It's going to select all the ones that are there. And then this would be, I don't know if we could do like a greater than or equal to situation or not. Okay. So kind of, but what it's going to do is it's going to probably get all of the ones on this side, and then we'd have to go on the other side, and we'd have to try to get all the terrain. But I have seen a tutorial. I might just bring it up. I did see a tutorial where there was someone in Blender using geometry nodes to isolate out all of the vertical geometry and then reproject points on it, and then basically create new mesh. It was a little bit of a weird tutorial, to be honest, but I'd like to maybe try that, because otherwise I'm kind of doing, I'm doing like this, and then I'm doing Control G again, I'm going normal, and I'm like checking the threshold. And it's just going to be, a bit of a nightmare to try to like isolate into this. I don't know. I don't think that there's a slope select in Blender. I'm pretty confident there's not. Let's go do a little research. What I might do, just thinking maybe I'd be able to get like I think I have one of these set up. So hold on, let's grab here, and then we can always go to this. Let's go into Firefox, which is now gone. The icon doesn't work, it's so weird. Selecting all faces with vertical slope, Blender. You guys aren't seeing this, but I'll get this. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Ah, it sucks. This is the person's asking back in 2016 for the same thing. I'm not enjoying the discussion. Yeah. I could be wrong. I don't think so. I don't think there's a way to do it. I don't think there's a way to do it without geometry nodes. So let me see if I can find this tutorial. Geometry nodes replacing vertical. Oh, actually, I know exactly what it was. It was a Gaia tutorial. Gaia Blender Canyon, something like this. It was this guy right here, Render Bucket. This one. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to kind of do this together. Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to be able to get this to work properly, because it's... here's what I'll have to do, is I'm just going to have to add a new window capture. Firefox. Just bear with me for a second. There we go. We'll just put this little window at the bottom. We can jump back and forth. Okay, I'll probably play this with no sound. Actually, I want to get this music back and going. Okay. Yeah, so this is kind of a similar situation to us. This is a fake terrain that this person created, but I remember them going through some geometry node stuff, and I wanted to see if I can kind of follow it. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, sweet. Okay, let's do this because this part I think I can just get. So basically, he's taking in the geometry. Okay, he's separating it. So he's separating it by faces, and the selection that's deciding which faces to select and which ones to not. This is sort of how geometry nodes work. I have very limited knowledge of geometry nodes, but I do understand like nodes, and I think I can follow this pretty straightforward. Okay, so what's happening is it's then what are we separating it by? Well, we're looking at the normals, which is what we were just doing when we were selecting the individual faces. But in this case, we're taking the normals, we're bringing into a separate XYZ, we're grabbing the Z. So that's the Z normal. So all that cares about is which way it is, this way or this way. And we're saying greater than 0.5. So what I think that that's basically saying, it should be saying, is that anything that has a normal above basically 50%, so like 45% is going to be here, 90% is here. Now, I also don't know, like potentially if that decimal is translating to a percentage, or if it's translating to, like, is that 50 is 100% 90, and that 50 is actually a 45? That could be as well. It's actually maybe more likely. So, but either way, and then he's outputting this, and what it did is it looks like it separated the geometry. So let's try that. It's been like a long time since I even went into the geometry nodes. So let's learn some geometry nodes together. So I think whatever I'm on should be, this before we, so it is here. We just need to change our view to 10,000. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I think because we're on this, it should be applying to this geometry node. Okay, so what did we do? He did, oops, how do I search for a node? Space. Usually I add this. Okay, there we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, search. So we're looking for, what was it? Separate geometry? Nope. Okay, good start. Separate geometry. Okay, so remember, we're taking geometry in, we're choosing faces, and we're exporting out. And this should be everything, right? Because we didn't select anything. So now what we want to do is we want to get the normal, which looks like its own node. Okay, it is. And we want to separate XYZ, bring normal in. Now we have access to all three. And now we're looking for, what was it? Was it something to do with normal again? No, it was maybe just a value. It was just a value. Oh yeah, it's a math node. Okay, so it's a math node. which I bet you they've updated, my guess. Yeah, let's see. Is there a greater than? Yeah. So it's just a math node. And we're saying, give us the value of all the Z, and let's say 0.5. I think this is going to be 45%. And then let's just drop this in the selection. And there we got something happen. So let's go take a peek and see what went on. Okay, so it deselected everything. So that's fine. That's a good sign. So we can either bring the inverted. There we go. And we have our geometry. Or we just want to think of why would it be normal greater than 0.5? That's what it's selecting. No, that's what it's separating. I don't know, maybe I just don't understand. That seems odd. Like it should be, like this is going to do the same thing, right? Just a little bit weird. So if we bring this up, so this is cool. This is like a really good geometry node thing. So see how much easier it was to select our points? Like massively easier, right? It was just we can just through simple geometry nodes, now we have a threshold, which just is, I mean, it's really, the performance is really good. And I don't know what these values actually represent, to be honest. But even at like 90%, yeah, it's just like something's a little bit wonky about the way that's... Something's a little wonky about that. Logic. Go look at this video and see what he did. So normal vector, less than... Oh, he did a less than. Okay, so he did the... Oh no, is that me? So he did a greater than Z to A, geometry, selection, and it worked. A little bit odd.
Selected that have all the stretching problems. And if we change this value here for B, we'll be able to expand that selection or shrink that selection. So now we can easily mask out all those.
That's really odd. Everything would tell me that the way that I did that, it would be... that this would produce all of the greater than geometry. Very, very odd. Okay, well. Okay, so, like, you know, just to kind of... Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I thought about that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just drop that back in for a second. Seems like there's something wonky about this, eh? It shouldn't be. It's just a height map. There shouldn't be any issue. Oh, you're right. No, there isn't. Although it's like you're seeing it. It's weird, right? You're kind of seeing these little red speckles, but only at a distance. It's very, very weird. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird, very odd thing that's happening. I can't think of what that would be. I mean, okay, that's showing through that's showing through everything underneath, which is fine. So, Crouch, you're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this day. It's gonna be one of these ones. Okay, well, at least we got it out. So the question is, you know, we're like thinking through this and going, okay, one of the options would be, yeah, the red is back face, but the red's underneath, which is fine. Like it's all set up great. It just should be, to me, the normal should be, it should be a greater than situation, not less than. It's just like selecting the opposite. I'm not really sure why. Yeah. Adam Red's backface. I'm not sure. I mean, the result is the same. Okay, so I'm thinking about two ideas here. One was, before we do anything with geometry nodes, I was just kind of thinking about whether or not, like I don't think I've ever applied the quad remesher to a static terrain. I'm curious if I do that, whether it will actually add more geometry. I'm just going to do an experiment. I'm kind of curious. So what's our count? So this is going to be a bit of a big intense. So we're 50. So let's change this to, ooh, this is probably going to be a bad idea. This is probably going to be a bad idea. Should I do it? Yeah, the object does have a scale. But the scale is not applied because it's set up to be the exact scale of the landscape. I don't think that would matter for this, what we're doing. It could, but I don't want to apply the scale because this is, well, I guess I can apply it to this one. I don't want to apply it to my non-applied because that's what's controlling the actual height of the terrain to be like exactly the height of the real mountain range. I can apply it here. I'll see if it makes a difference. I don't feel like it will, but you never know. I was going to see if it had a rotation. Okay, so now no, it's still doing the same thing. Should be greater than. Okay, let's not worry about that. Okay, question is, I'm just curious what the quad remesher does with this just off the bat, and then I was going to apply it to. Let's see what it'll probably take a second, but let's see what it does. Cool, Adam. See you on Twitch. Always curious too, the experience between those two. Cryogy's always on Twitch. People come on YouTube. I couldn't get the chat going today in Discord. Adam, when you come back, well, maybe I'll wait a second, but if you're not already, jump in the Discord because I'm trying to get a chat properly set up here where we would have everything all integrated together. I've just been trying to test it. Okay, so what it did is interesting. It worked, but it looks like it took away a lot of detail. Yeah, so it did do it, which is nice, but it really hurt. It really hurt the detail. So this is the original. See, it really pulled down everything. It's not awful, but it really kind of hurt it. Okay, but that's interesting at least. Oh yeah, Discord link. It's not set up though. You can obviously just join and hang out, but yeah, I don't have the chat. We're running into like a technical issue. We're gonna set it up. The goal is the goal is for us to have oh, I think you found it. Did you find it? I see you in there, Adam West-ish. So I think you got it. I'll put it in just for anyone in the chat too that maybe missed that. This is the Discord. Yeah, the goal is to actually have a nice setup where we can have all the chat kind of history and everything all together. Cryogy shared some of his work already into the Discord in the lobby, but I want to have it all consolidated into a chat, and then nice, and then we can actually have like the previous streams linked in there. And I do want to I haven't figured out the audio situation yet. I have to think through how to do it. But basically, if people ever want to jump on audio and just chat while I'm working on, we can do that in Discord. Eventually video too, for artists that want to do it. Okay. Where were we? Okay, we don't care about this right now. Go back to our correct one. I'm going to go back to... Okay. And we're going to turn this back on. Okay. And 0.8. Right. So like basically this would be kind of it in terms of what we'd want to select. But we need to get more geometry in here. All right, so one option is that we could just now apply, I don't know if quad remesher, I think if we applied the geometry node, right, then we could try to quad remesh this by itself and see what we get. That's one option. But there is actually in this tutorial, yeah, what are you thinking, Adam? I'm just thinking about, different ideas here on what to do. If you think it's simple, please go ahead and let me know. I've heard this many times on this stream. Cryog's expert at this. Telling me it's simple. Okay, so let's go turn this off. I want to just apply this. Okay, so now we have the real data from this one. I'm really actually curious what this thing does from a mesh standpoint with all these separate parts. It'd be kind of fascinating. Really fascinating. So these are only 34,000. So what happens if we do 50,000? And yeah, let's just see what this thing does. I'm curious. Oh, Discord audio. Okay, tell me this. So Discord audio, the issue that I was thinking about is, okay, I got the audio playing. I don't have the stream turned on. I could do it. But I have the audio working, so you can hear me, you can hear the music, which is actually turned off right now. Should be back on. So you can do that. It's just like, if somebody wanted to jump on my stage and chat, the problem would be the audio I could grab easily and put it back into the stream. But the issue is when they're on stage, there's no way for me, I can think to like turn off their audio on stage. I don't know if this makes sense. So if you were in Discord and you were watching us live and you're watching the stream, you would then get double audio. You would get the real-time quick audio from directly from Discord, and then you would get the audio from the stream, and I think there would be a lag, so it'd probably create like a chaos. That's the only thing I haven't figured out. I'm sure there's a way, because people must have done it, right? Streaming from Discord. It's got to be pretty common. Okay, what's our geometry look like? Hey, what do we think of this? What do we think of this? It's not bad, right? I feel like it did a way better job than the previous one. So here's our previous, where we did the retopology for everything. We lost a ton of detail. And then this is the vertical only. Oh, we should turn this off, right? So this is the vertical only. I don't feel like we really lost much. Not too bad, right? But the thing is, like, this is different because we're not going to use displacement on this. We're just going to bring this in. I'm tempted to say, like, if I export this right now as a FBX, if the scale holds up, this should be the exact, well, maybe not. I should be able to scale it properly, but I mean, it's exactly, 4,033 pixels across. It's the same actual displacement map that I used for Unreal Engine 5. And then it should be pretty easy to apply texture to this, right? Should we just do it? I don't think there's much more to it. I mean, we just try it. Let's see. What's the worst that can happen, right? My whole system can crash again. Now, there is a correct FBX setting. FBX. Let's keep this tutorial going. Correct FBX setting 5. Yeah, it's this stuff. Hold on. Forward direction X, up Z. You probably guys can't see this, right? It's the smoothing. I remember if it's face smoothing, if it matters. What was it again? You just have normals only. Okay, I'll keep it. I remember reading some one time about this. Okay, so let's go in active Cathedral. You won't see what I'm doing right now. I think if I do this, I'll just switch back. Yeah, it's a bit of a issue. Okay. Hopefully this is gonna go. Okay, we have the FBX. All right. I feel like my I have this like weird feeling that my SSD is dying. This is the second time now saving something was really painful. That would explain a lot. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna see. I don't think that even the other technique, the way what that guy was doing in that video that we were kind of had open, we were watching, is he was going to end up reprojecting new geometry onto these faces, and I don't see what that would do compared to the remesh tool. I mean, that's a paid. The quad remesher is expensive. as a plugin. Seems to do a great job. So maybe that's it. It's like, just maybe we didn't need to do, maybe we don't need to do anything else. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we're going into Unreal Engine. Yeah, oof. Let's not restore anything. This crashed last time we were in here. You mean the hard drive? Oh, I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I'm so bad at like computer maintenance. I wouldn't even know what to do. I've been actually meaning to upgrade the SSD anyway, so maybe it's just time to do that. Okay, here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. All right, so we want to do it from here. Okay, so we don't need to build nanite right away. I probably shouldn't have, honestly, I probably shouldn't have switched those up, like I switched Unreal Engine. I bet you that it handles it. It's got a feeling that like it just looks at the file and yeah, I gotta look into this. This is the smoothing thing. Okay, what happened? Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is so funny. This is so funny. Okay, so it didn't scale it up, which is interesting. So we're gonna just have to manually do this. I mean, suppose we can... Does it tell us, like, the real scale? No, right? There must be a way. Oh, that's not gonna work. I think that's it. It'd be nice if it was just a nice, nice even number. No, it's not going to work. Okay. Yeah, you would think, but trying to think about how that would work, because the original file comes in to Gaia. You know what? Yeah, I have to go back and see, because I exported from Gaia to Blender and Unreal. They should have been the same file, but I don't know if the Blender file was the 433 or something different. And then I rescale it. Yeah, I guess I do rescale it in Blender to be the exact. Yeah, that's what it is. So actually, you're right. You're actually right, Adam. If this becomes a pain, I think I can set the file in Blender to 433 by 433, which is the exact size of this terrain. And then I think it might work. So I'll just try to line this up, and if it doesn't work, then I'll we'll go to that technique. Because it's going to be a little bit tricky with the scale situation. Unless I have the scale exactly right. Let's turn off the snapping. That's not it. Is that the snapping? What did I just do that for? was really dumb. You know what? It did come in. You know what? Let's do that. I think actually, Adam, I'm gonna say that I think that you're gonna be right. I think that we're just gonna cause ourselves a headache that we don't need to cause. Let's just open that up in Blender and let's just export that at 433. I think it's a good call. It's like out of my default file always resets this. Okay. So see, it was at 2224. So basically we'll scale the whole thing up until we hit 4033, which is our exact terrain size. Oh, we had it. Okay, and then I don't know if this is gonna matter. It's dead center. Okay, let's export. I also am pretty confident that it's that seemed to work. Whatever I did, X forward, Z up, it's changing the normals to face. I think is what we'll get the. FBX. We'll just, in case we screwed something up. Scaled. Texture deformation on landscapes. I'll click it while we're. Okay, yeah, I'll take a peek at this. Okay, let's go back to Unreal and let's see what happens now. Hopefully this thing doesn't try to freaking auto. I gotta turn off that autosave. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. We're gonna import the scaled version. And now we don't need to do any of this. Import all. Be sweet if this came in like right at the right exact scale. That'd be a good call. That's all you, Adam, if this works. Okay, I didn't get that normal message, which was nice. Okay, let's bring this in. Doesn't look like it worked. Does it look like it worked? Maybe. No. It's close. Didn't do it. That's too bad. That just may be, I mean, it could be a situation with the way that Unreal Engine puts together a landscape. Okay, let's see what we can do now. Let's just try to do this manually. Maybe we caused all sorts of issues. Oh no, wait. Did I scale it? Oh, it was. You know what? It is perfect. Yeah, dude, I think you got it. I think you nailed it because, yeah, I think it was just because it was above the terrain. I think you got it. See if it lines up, but I think your suggestion was a good one. It's looking pretty good, right? Dude. Now, it's like it kind of worked, but it didn't. This seemed like it worked, but the Z scale's off. I don't know why that would be. could be an export thing, but this might have been like really this might have been really optimistic. But man, it would be so sweet if it worked. I'd have to probably go back and like double check everything to be 100% sure. Like, it'd be nice to be 100% sure that it exported everything properly, everything was lined up, because this seems really close. It's just this, the vertical scale is really off. Yeah, something's way off here. Something's way off. No, don't save. I swear to God, Unreal Engine. This is going to crash the stream again. 100%. Oh, we saved this. So what is actually happening here? Is it the scale? It's really too bad. I feel like there's something here, but I think that the exercise would have to be incredibly precise, and I wonder if even the remeshing is going to slightly move things. I'd have to make sure 100% that same height data is there, then do the remesh, then bring that in, make sure that all like the scale and everything matches up. But it makes sense to me, because if this was actually, if this was actually exposed properly, and we actually had this just outside of the geometry, and we even hid this part of the landscape, we could do as like a test. We could do like this whole face, right? But you can imagine if you had this, and then let's just for fun, let's just throw material on it and see what it looks like. It doesn't probably have like any UVs or anything. It's probably a disaster, but yeah, I'd have to go look and see. I don't think that. Oh. Yeah, you're right. I don't understand why that stopped working. I had a nice setup there. Selection. Should switch back and forth. Yeah, nothing's working. Okay, well you can see this now, but I switched to Blender and now it didn't want to switch back over. Oh, okay. I think I know why. All right. Yeah, you can see this now. So what I was just messing around with is just seeing like how close this was. I just brought it out a little bit, and you could hear me probably talking, just saying that I would need to actually one, check the UVs on this, and then two, what am I talking about? Yeah, it would all have to be done precise. Like I'd have to go from the terrain, make sure the exact file that I'm exporting is the same resolution as the file that I'm using for this, and then everything would have to line up properly. Yeah, but it feels possible. It just it can't be a guessing game. Like you can't be just like, okay, yeah, that lines up. It has to be a precise, accurate import, or else like you're gonna see issues probably everywhere. Like this is a good example of where this part is good, but it's also right over the terrain, so it'd have to be a little bit higher in scale. Or I wonder if that landscape, let me just double check this, because I know you can hide the landscape pretty straightforward. I've done it before. What do you mean you can't change it 1 millimeter? Oh, like you can't change well, yeah, once this is in, it's fine. Yeah, I was thinking the hide thing. Like, I know you can do this. Mask out individual quads on the landscape. Or you can delete full components, but that's not what we want. Like we could delete that component. But now we lost. We lose the we lose the top part that we want. So that's not going to work. Hopefully I can come back. Otherwise, re-import the landscape. Oh, that came back. Okay, but what about the visibility sculpt? Maybe it's a control click. Oh, click, no. Oh. Okay. So there's something you have to set up. Maybe, potentially. Yeah, so that would be that would probably be the solution. You would either be to make it like just a tiny bit bigger than the actual landscape, and it would click through, or setting up like a landscape visibility and then actually marking the spot as invisible. It's got potential though. This really does have potential. Did you say, because Adam, you were saying, do you see like a video or someone doing this? Because sometimes when I don't see like a video on something, I think two things. I think either no one's thought of this and done it, or the more likely scenario is like people have tried it and it doesn't work. I guess that's why this live stream for me is helpful, because it's like, so I can just try stuff. And if it doesn't work, it's like, whatever, no big deal. This was the other solution, right? We were talking about, but it's just, this doesn't make sense to me. This is just like a bad, like it's a bad solution in my mind. The other thing is, you know, the other option is you could export, you could separate all the geometry here, and you could take the individual sections, right? And you could place them and then do it. Yeah. The other thing that might be just fun is just to, you know, we can test this with the tri-planar. I'd like to get that running anyway. So maybe, have you experimented with that, Adam? Because I'll just do it. I'll have to grab some other tutorials and look into it. But it would be fun to just mess around with us doing. Oh, I think Unreal Engine decided to crash again. Why does it needs autosave every 2 seconds? I think my hard drive is toast. Yeah. This is going to be a problem. It's just going to do this every time. Adam, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to, I mean, there's no reason. I didn't do anything with the train. I know I added that mesh, I guess, but I think what I'll do is I'll take a quick break, grab a coffee, and I think setting up the tri-planar texture, it would be a fun short-term solution, and I want to learn how to do it anyway. Yeah, let me know. If you find a good tutorial, like a really good tutorial on just purely setting up proper tri-planar in an auto landscape material, I'd be interested. This is like the best Unreal Engine. Just auto save for 5 minutes, and then when I go to close it, it's like, you need to save. Oh God, honest to God, I don't get it. The Unreal was really running smoothly for me. Really smoothly up until today. Okay. So guys, I'm just going to take a quick break, probably 10 minutes just to get a coffee and stuff, and I'll come back. And then, yeah, we'll start diving into some landscape material stuff. Yeah, even my computer is just a disaster right now. Okay, I'll be back. Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. I think that, yeah, the hard drive thing is really, something's not right. I think my hard drive is still showing 40 gigs available, even though I just cleared off like 250 gigs to be sure, which makes me think that maybe either it's just it can't read, it's for some reason something wrong with the reading how much is left, which could be another issue. Maybe it was out of disk space. That's how way it was acting. Like it was like acting like it was out of this space. But it could be anything. Adam sent me a YouTube video. I just like blindly click on this, like trust
Listen,
you.
there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered. I'm talking.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another tutorial.
Is there audio on this?
I can't remember exactly what it's called. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, and that's fine. That does try to measure projection, and it does well enough.
I'm not getting any audio. Is that maybe me?
Why
Is that maybe me? Let's go with this thing. Maybe I screwed up.
again, this is the blunt Ben Flowers thing.
That should be the music. That was good. Yeah, the node graph like is wildly like the first time you ever look at a landscape material. That's not what we wanted. The first time you ever look at auto landscape in Unreal Engine, dude. Like, it's so funny. The first time I looked at it, I was just like, no, this is not real. Like, what are we doing? But I mean, I felt the same way with Blender and all that. I'm now, I think, why does that link not work? This is like one of the dumbest things. That your link opens up a weird browser like OBS browser. But I couldn't copy the link. There we go. Something was up with the audio. Let's turn this off. Let's watch this video. I forgot to edit full coffee.
If you want a better explanation,
I swear there's the audio in this video is bad.
why I have
Is it? Was the audio bad for you?
Welcome back
Yeah.
to the 2023.
I think the audio is just really bad in this video.
It does well enough. If you want a better explanation as to
Maybe we don't want to listen to this guy. He's pretty, he's probably more monotone than me.
is I took each of these textures that are down here.
Oh, dear God. See, this is what I'm talking about, by the
and
way,
I multiplied them by 3.
Adam, is that there's video, like, there's, someone's going to do this, and maybe it's going to be me. One of these days, I'm going to dip into YouTube tutorials. Because we're looking for auto landscape. No, we don't even want that. We want UE5 landscape tri-planar. Because the reason is, like, there's no good, like, what there should be is there should be a series, a tutorial series of, like, maybe 6 videos. The first one should be, like, the basics of setting up a landscape material. Like, how to grade a landscape, how to bring the material in, how to set it up to work. Then it should be, like, how to do layer blending between, you know, painting different terrain, and then how to import, like, a map, like a splat map or a mask for the terrain. Then it should be like, okay, how do we handle distance scaling? Like, it should be in series, and each one should build on top of it, and each video should be, like, no more than 10 minutes. Like, it's got to be a full, because, like, you'll see videos, I've seen videos that are 3 hours long, and it's just, like, it's so overwhelming. But nobody has, I watched this the other day, and it was good, but then the guy, this is only like 400 views, and the guy was, like, kind of giving a bunch of reasons why, like, you might do it differently, and I was like, oh, man, I don't know. So this is a good example. Okay, this is, oh, like, okay, this is a third-party tool. I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's not. This is interesting. This is brand new. Blending 2 materials at once is cool because that's really good for tiling. So this actually will be a video that I'd want to watch. Because I also know that there's now displacement, which is super cool. There's displacement in landscape materials. which is wicked because now with nanite you can actually displace the mesh and you will have like legitimate. This is another one I have saved. Virtual textures are now my favorite thing. This is another part to set it up. See this? Virtual texturing. This is a big one I want to add. By the way, Brushify, if you want to just drop some money, this is how I learned. Sorry, I'm going to launch this, see how slow this is. Adam, if you are interested in learning this, my advice, if you want to kind of skip a bit to get... hold on. Sorry, I got to reply to these guys. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Just sending somebody yeah, that's the basic idea is essentially it's like the way that I've seen it is it's essentially like 3 masks or 2 masks. One for the X coordinate isolated from the world coordinate system or world projection, and then the Y and the Z, and then I guess as you're moving the camera it blends or it blends between them just generally. It definitely is to do with the blending, and I've seen it, and I probably could just set the nodes up according to what I saw, or go grab that video, but I kind of wanted to find like what is the correct way to do it. Let me show you my landscape material while we're here, and then I'll explain what's going on. Yeah. This video was the one that I thought was. This video was the one that was good. This guy was actually pretty decent. He was making a video game. I think it's this one. 5 months, 5 months. I don't know, he's got 2 videos now. This was the one I started watching, I guess. See, okay, so look at this. This is in 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay, we're gonna watch this because if this is actually true, if this person's saying they can do triplanar in 5 minutes, then I'm all ears. So let's switch this over. Okay, 5 minutes. This person's gonna solve it.
You don't understand auto landscape material painting. Not a problem.
We know this.
Right click and make a new material. Call it something like auto material. Then right click that material and
yeah, we know this
function
part.
grass. Then double click your functions
He
and
wants
left click to
grass.
drag the pin on the left into a make material.
Yeah, this is easy. Okay,
Multiple
this is fine.
click to open the repeat this process for the other texture, then double click to open the master material. Drag your material functions in from your content browser, right click, break material attributes, and duplicate it. Connect each break function to each break attribute, right click, linear interpolate, and drag that into the base color of your main auto material.
Okay, this is fine.
Materials are considered for normal and base color for and right click, scalar parameter, name this one grass dirt sharp, and duplicate it. Third bias, drag it into the world bias, and drag the alpha. Now you might notice that it's not going to let you drag normal and direct. false. Then save, double click your instance, and check the bias and sharpness to make sure that they are active. Then click your landscape and drag the material instance material into your landscape and you don't see any change. Try just opening a new scene and creating a sculpt mode and start messing with flat terrain, and double click the instance and adjusting the values of the sharp and the bias until you see a noticeable change. Hope that helps, and as always, hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you around.
I don't get it. He didn't use triplanar at all. Yeah, he doesn't use it at all. That's really weird. Oh man, it's always something. We're gonna get rid of these, or let's at least hide these things. Well, actually, let's just get rid of them. We'll get rid of this one. We'll keep this one. Yeah, so this is the material. I'm just gonna kind of think through this. Where's my materials? Landscape. Yeah, so mine is very. Oh, we can't even see this. My bad. Mine is just I'm slowly building it out. It's very, very basic right now, but it's just basically a, what is this one? So it's basically like a rock. This is the slope blend. Then this is grass, and then this is, well, these are both grass. So. Did that not save? And why are my previews gone? Jagged rock. Jagged rock, jagged rock. Ground grass, ground grass, ground grass. Grass. Well, that's no wonder it wasn't painting earlier. That's odd. Yeah, so basically, oh, that was probably just something I was testing. I think I was just testing the... No, wait, that should be... I don't really understand, actually. Well, how is that then working? How am I getting... How am I getting that if that's not on? Super weird. Oh, because I'm stupid. Oops. Those should actually be basically, they should be blanked out. Yeah, so this is the material. It's a material instance. So I don't know, Adam, do you kind of get the detail like with the material instance, right? And materials. So I've got, this one is cracked mud and then grass and then canyon is the three materials I've got in this graph. And it's blending between them with the layer blend with grass and mud. So that's like a very common tutorial to do that. And then this one has the slope blending in. I think both times, yeah. So it's both the materials are taking the same slope data and applying it. And then the last little extra thing I have is the satellite map, which is a new setup that I need, or I want to use, but I don't know other people. Yeah, it's I don't know if I want to try to explain it to you because I'm worried that I'll do a bad job, but it's always the same thing. It's really, the main thing is this landscape coordinate node, which is basically what is like you're setting your UVs. It's just pulling in the data from the landscape. What I figured out, which I don't see people do, is I set the scale of that to 433, which is the exact same as my my height map. Because then when you multiply and you change the values, you're going off of like a base of 433 as opposed to just like I guess a base of 1 or whatever it is. And then the multiplication on each of these, so there's 3 multiplying nodes, multiply, multiply, multiply. They're set up to a basically like a scale parameter. So if you set this all to 1 by default, it's going to take the exact scale of the terrain, which is actually like stretching the texture across the whole terrain. So which is what I'm doing with the satellite map, because I can actually stretch the entire satellite map across the whole terrain. And then it's always the same setup. So then that's how you control the scale. And then like if you use a Megascans texture and you download that from Bridge, you usually get this setup. You get a color, You get an ORD, which is occlusion, roughness, and displacement. So there's occlusion, roughness, and displacement in order. People, sometimes you see tutorials, they don't explain that. ORD is occlusion, roughness, displacement in the proper red RGB order. And then the normal. So really what you're doing here is, this is not even, this was a tint. All I really did was I created this extra parameter for slope and metallic just in case I needed it. There shouldn't be any change. Your slope should be, your specular should be 0.5 and your metallic should be 0. Sometimes with grass, though, you want to have a specular lower because it doesn't simulate properly. Oh, yeah. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I'm having all sorts of stupid issues today. I went like a week and a half with this thing charging the battery on my camera as I recorded, and then just yesterday it decided to stop. Yeah, it's not unplugged, it's just the battery's dying. It's not holding a charge with the USB, which it normally does. Okay, give me a second. I'll just go to pause and I'll come back. Okay, it should be back now. Yeah, the batteries just are not charging. It's weird. Hey, Deep Boy, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're dealing with all sorts of chaos today, man. It's not our day. We got Unreal Engine is crashing constantly. We got batteries dying on our camera. This is not the day, man. But welcome. Appreciate you joining. This is just like one of those days where sometimes I'm just like, you know what? We should just call it quits and then pick it up tomorrow. Hey, so Adam, you're back on YouTube now. And we got some more YouTube people. Which makes me 100% convinced that, yeah, what is this? Eddie Combat. No, it must be an Australian MMA fan. You can see him from a mile away. They're the worst. I love it. Adam's on YouTube and Twitch. What a G. I love it. Thank you. 22:55. Yeah, for me, it is... I'm going to just tell you in 24-hour clock because I respect the fact that you did that. It's 17:55 for me. So we're, 5 hours? Which means that you're somewhere in... Like, you got to be somewhere in Europe. You got to be, like, England, Spain, maybe West Coast Africa. I don't know if that time zone. Depoy, where are you in the world? I'm in Ontario, Canada. Adam Westish, I was going to tell you that if you're getting into this, before you go down my path, because now I'm in a point where I'm trying to actually do the full terrain material myself. Before you do that, yeah, you're 1056. Are you Hawaii? Wait, are you Hawaii? Yeah, I thought so. Big island. Place I've never been. Only state that I've never been to in the U.S. Every single one of them I've been. Czech Republic is 7 hours ahead. Is that true? Damn, I didn't know. Stu, this is my buddy Stu. His Addy Combat. I was just making fun of him from Australia. Thanks for joining, man. I've only been streaming for 3 weeks. You finally decided to stop by and say hi. We have to figure it out. Stu will come on video one of these days and hang out with me, but right now there's too many technical issues. We got to, I still think Stu's business partner, Charlie, does our Discord. I still think he lurks in one of these accounts. I think he's got a secret account and he watches. I'm almost 100% sure. Charlie, if you're listening, fix the Discord. Charlie's got a good setup for security and stuff in our Discord, but it's causing, I think, issues with us connecting the bot so we can do all the chatting and stuff back and forth. Depoy, you should join the Discord because we're going to consolidate everything there. You're going to have a place to hang out. And Stu, can you hit the Discord link? Oh, are we doing language? Dobry Den? Dobry. How do we pronounce the Dobry? Dobry Den? Dobry Den. Czech Republic. I love it. I was just chatting with someone from the Czech Republic. And I was, my landlord back in Canmore was from Czech. Guys, you guys are distracting me. I don't know what the heck's going on. Adam Westish, if you're going to do this stuff, go download the cheapest version of the Brushify plugin on the Unreal Engine Marketplace. You don't have to buy them all. Just pick whichever one you would use. Like there's islands, there's canyons, there's a bunch of different ones. And look at how they do. Like, first of all the stuff, triplanar, everything will just work out of the box, which I could just turn on right now and we'd have a way better looking landscape. But I'm stubborn and I want to learn this. But their landscape material, we want to see some crazy stuff right now. This is their landscape material. So this is all the runtime virtual texturing. He's got cover layers and flow maps for blending materials. He's got, this is the slope blending, which I don't even know. Grass masks. This is all of his grass on and off setups. This is his procedural rocks that he puts on this landscape. And then every one of these is like this is the runtime virtual texture output. This is his runtime virtual texture function. But what I was going to try to find is I want to see how he did his triplanar, but I can't find it in his landscape. So I was going to see if we could track it down. But yeah, you can do this and you can get really, really far really quick. And then you can slowly build yourself up. I think you'll spend, like me, spend so much time trying to figure this stuff out. It's good to know, but I think it probably just put you in kind of a bad. Maybe I'm projecting because it frustrates me. I'm just trying to find where this. So this is his triplanar, reduce textures. Okay, so it's MF triplanar in functions triplanar. Okay, so MF functions, MF material, Brushify functions triplanar. Okay, this is his. Yeah, the 25-minute video. I'm gonna watch it. The audio wasn't gonna be good for what I'm doing right now. Okay. Okay, let's look at this. So. Okay, so this is the same. Okay. Oh, this is something that I've seen before that I don't know I should have done. So okay, so basically what this is doing from like there's some of it I don't quite understand, but this is doing the three texture samples, and you can see how they're actually projected. Like, see how this one's sideways and this one's up, and then this one it looks fine from this angle. It's Twitch. So we're on Twitch and YouTube right now. And actually, well, we're going to my fan page on Facebook and Twitter. We're all over the internet, man. Multi-broadcast. It's like the Olympics. We're in every country. We're on every channel. Except Kick. I keep hearing about Kick. And I refuse because I'm already doing too much stuff. But I'm actually just trying to kind of figure out where... I'm honestly just trying to figure out where, where there's an audience, where it makes sense. I'm trying not to go. I don't know. I just haven't used it. Like all of this stuff, I don't even know if I'll do it. I have it in Restream. I can turn it on. I just need an account. Is it good? Depoy, do you work for Kick, or is it actually like legit? You like a Kick, like ambassador? Give me the pitch. Why is Kick better? Twitch seems like it's starting to die. That's what I've... Make shorts. Oh, there's my boy Evans. What's going on, man? What's going on? It's funny with live streaming how it takes like an hour before... It's like 2 hours in and people start showing up. It's kind of crazy. We're doing good. We're having technical difficulties. I'm getting frustrated, but not even with the actual work this time. I'm having technical details with like my hard drive, I think. But yeah, if I get frustrated, I might go back to Blender and try to paint that mask we were doing earlier, and maybe I'll do that curve modifier just to make man, dude, I always cryogy. I always forget. I'm sorry, man. I always like in the middle of it. Okay. Anyway, what this is basically doing is it's long story short, it's blending together these three materials based on the actual world position. But I don't know it enough. I could just copy it. Could literally just copy it. And then he has it set up, go on and off. And then output XYZ texture. But then I don't know where that goes. Because I don't know where he's using this material function. You guys can't see this, so let's bring this up here. Yeah, I agree. So I just made one yesterday. Right now they're kind of boring. They're kind of simple. They're just like yesterday was me explaining why I'm doing the mask that I was modeling, which I know is not going to get a big audience, but I'm trying to get in the habit of just creating them so that I get in that, get used to it. And then I have some ideas to make some. And I agree with you 100%. It's going to be, like, the model is going to be, like, this live stream is going to turn into clips that are going to go out to different places on social media. I'm going to start spending a little bit more time doing, like, lessons on stuff that I do know. Cutting together some, like, work that I've done, work on the shorts, drive people back here, have the Discord set up, and just sort of we'll do a whole thing until I can actually start teaching stuff. I don't think that there's going to be, you know, people can hang out and we can chat and we can talk ideas and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to follow this. I should show this with the Brushify material. So if you go here, I'll show you guys what this looks like. So with Brushify, let's see, Brushify, materials, landscape. So this one's mine. Brushify. I'm just gonna switch it over. I will. Thank you. I appreciate your advice, and I'll check out Kick as well. Thanks for your dropping. I just think this hard drive is going. It's just everything is just grinding to a halt. And now it's gonna try to save this. Damn it. You know, so where I grew up, there's an app called Kick. It was originally, when BlackBerry was a big deal, BBM was what everyone had on BlackBerry Messenger, and then that was before the iPhone came out. Then iMessage came out and kind of ruined it. But there was a thing called Kick that people had. I think it might be the same company. They might have pivoted to live streaming, but I don't know. I think honestly, YouTube is they're going to be the primary audience. I think when I was doing more Fortnite stuff on Twitch, it was making a lot of sense. But I think that YouTube people are generally more looking for tutorials and 3D modeling and like that kind of stuff, compared to Twitch is much more gaming. Although, you know, there is some game development blogs on there that are, or videos that are pretty good that people watch, but the YouTube is probably where it's going to be. What on earth did this do? I swear to God, everything is just kind of a disaster right now. Oh, I think I know what's going on, maybe. It's not my day. Not my day. Yeah, this is. I'm definitely gonna shut down Unreal Engine because this is not going anywhere. It's just it's constantly freezing on me. I might open up Blender again and just see. Maybe I can just do a bit of work on the what we're working on earlier, which is the mask in Blender. CryoG will be happy. Something's just, it's been giving me a hard time. So I'll have to go figure that out. Yeah, I'm going to switch gears. I'll do work on this for a bit. If it's still having trouble with the hard drive, I might just shut it down on the stream and take some time to like diagnose what that issue is, because I don't want to have a hard drive failure in the middle of all the stuff. I'm even like launching Blender. This normally is, well, you can't see it, but this is normally like lightning quick. Makes me really nervous. What's an M.2 SSD? I have an SSD, but I don't know what an M.2 SSD is. Is it better? I do need to upgrade the SSD. I just don't want to do it because I have to take out the graphics card. And it makes me so nervous that I'm going to break something. And then if I could just like swap out the SSD in this computer, I would do it tomorrow. I just really don't want to do it. Let's see if this is a little bit better. This is what we were working on earlier. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what I have for SSD. All I know is Unreal Engine's just not doing it for me right now. Crowdgy really wants me to wrap this around a curve. I want to find out what was going on. First of all, it's going to go back to this one. So there's some weird textures going on here. I think it's got to be this. And God knows if I know exactly how to fix it. Oh, interesting. M2 is a small card like a RAM chip. What sizes can they be? They must be expensive, right? Hey, was it telling that when I deleted that file? Okay. I like that idea, though. I don't know if that's all it was. Dude, I don't even have like a little bit of a clue. But there's some smart people here. Any VR users? I have no idea if that can work with Oculus XR. I know what both of those things are, but I don't. Evans, Adam, Deep Boy's probably gone. Cryogy, anyone know the answer to this person's question? That's a crazy username. It's quite the username. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, send on Discord. Yeah, I'll take a peek at that after. Okay, maybe that'll fix the issue. I don't know. I feel like these all should be straight, you know? Man, that really created some weird issues here. Okay, why not? This is like the corner from hell. I almost got the sneeze. I almost got the mute button in time. So funny. Evans knows. Like, I think he's been here for every one of these streams. Me just dying because I don't fully understand. Like, I understand the problems, I understand the goal, but I don't understand the technique. You know? I don't understand the technique. Like, I don't actually get why What I don't get sometimes is why does there show up, like, why does there show up a crease there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and this. Like, what? Like, they're all the same. Every one of these is even. What's causing that crease? I don't get it. It's like this is like the only part that should be fine. Like, what do you do with this? Like, what do you do with this? Like, I just, like, the more I look at it, the more I'm just like, what is the actual problem? It's like you want to stitch these together, don't you? So, like, it makes me want to do this. It's kind of funny. We actually have quads now, but it's still going to be totally messed up. But is that just because that's like that's an impossible angle? That's why, right? It fixed that part though. Like, this makes more sense. Then why does that do that? What's the actual reason? What is? Probably the best it's been. And then it looks okay here. Okay, let's just. We'll see what's going on with this one first. Okay, so the other one that we had issues with was this. Okay, we have to go to this side. So it would be inside here. Yeah, okay. So what's the deal with this? It's a quad. It's a quad. It's kind of a weird angle, but like Kriauji said, which I understand as well. He said, like, if you see these big, you know, basically these should all be, you know, close to squares as possible. But, you know, easier said than done, right? You know, I can do that, and then I feel like it's gonna, like, it messes something else up. And, you know, I could stretch all these out. It's just, I feel like we're just causing more issues. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna see if that one made a difference or not. Oh, there seems like there's a... You found one? Okay. Well, we're gonna watch it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hit me up with shorts feedback. Be kind. Just well. You know what? I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Talk faster. Yeah. It's good feedback. D-Boy, I really like that you're doing this. I appreciate it, man. Be more confident. Okay. Be louder. So, I think D-Boy, I could solve all those with one thing. So far, all I've done is I've grabbed, like, it's directly from my stream. And when I'm on my stream, I'm not confident because I'm figuring things out, and I'm, you know, it's hard to maintain like a level of confidence and energy and speed over the course of 4 hours. So what I was thinking, which probably solves the problem, is once I have a clip that I really like, or, you know, something I'm doing, I'll probably edit it and then I'll talk over it. Like I'll record a voiceover, and I'll probably do it much faster pace with that energy. So I just have to think of what to do. I probably need to make a list, and then I will try that, and I'll hit you. Well, how can I find people? Because you're on YouTube, right? So I guess I would. Do I see the chat? I'm just gonna go over to YouTube and just see. I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can make sure I don't lose your account. Like, so I can ping you or something after and tell you, hey, I tried it out. What do you think? So I'm on my YouTube right now, but I don't see any of this going on in the chat. Oh, here it is. Okay. So there's Deepoy. But I can't click on your name or anything. Oh, I can do Q&As and... Oh, look at that. You even got Q&As and stuff on YouTube. That's cool. Yeah, Deepoy, can you hit me with like some link to your social media? Like, yeah, get me with something on social media that I can follow you. If you do shorts, I'll watch them. I'm really curious, because it doesn't give me any option on YouTube to, you know, click on your link or anything. Man, I mean, the shorts, I can't even tell you, like, I'd love help with that or just advice or whatever, because I really, really know that's the right thing to do. Like, I just know that's going to be, I know that's going to be an important aspect of this, but I can't really say confidently, you know, I can't really say confidently that I know how I'm going to approach it or how I'm going to do it. This is just a disaster waiting to happen. Hey, 100 messages. Sweet. I find these afternoon streams are definitely get a lot more activity. Maybe I should just start streaming once a day. Well, it says I can tweet it. Oh, sign in. That's super cool. Man. You know, topology is like, my obsession now is really going to be unhealthy for me, because I'm going to spend an godly amount of time to learn this, you know, to like really understand it. It's really it's really addicting. You can just sit here and and you waste 3 hours just doing it. I don't know if it fixed the issue. Something does feel weird about it, but I don't want to do that. Okay, we'll see if that fixes that. And there was one more. Oh yeah, this weird corner down here. Don't know what the issue with this corner was. Definitely is a little bit weird. Oh, wait a second. Is it that? Ooh, that makes sense. Some weird stuff going on down here. I don't want to address that. I don't even want to address it. Okay, let's see what this does. I don't know if I cleaned up anything there. So there's 3 spots that were causing issues when I did turned on the mirror and applied the subdivision and then did the retopology. So let's just see what happens. So the mirror looks good now. If we apply, well, we want to go. I think I'm afraid to get rid of the other one. Apply the subdivision, apply the mirror. This is what it looks like. It doesn't look all that bad like this. This was also causing a bit of issue, but So now the question is, so this is, yeah, interestingly subdivided. Wait. It's interesting. Okay, and then we'll do the mesh. So what are we at? 71,000. Okay, yeah, no, but I mean, I just want to be able to send you a message because I'm going to crush it with the shorts, and then I want to send them to you because you appreciate you coming in and actually, you know, actually helping like that. Yeah, the shorts for sure is the way to go. It's really an obvious like thing when you think about it, right? If you're streaming, you're getting content. If stuff happens, you work on something, you have everything recorded. That was my biggest issue in the last like year of doing this. I just wouldn't have anything recorded. So it's like, oh, I would like do something like, oh, that was really cool, and then I want to share it, and then I don't have a video, so I got to make a new video. So when you do that, when you're doing the streaming, you always have content, which is awesome. And then you just have to have it converted into shorts. And if you do that, and you share that out, you attract an audience, and then you keep growing, and you just keep repeating. But, you know, I guess easier said than done. It was really interesting. So I just used the quad remesher on this. Nothing's like standing out as, excuse me, really bad other than this. Even this is fine. I kind of like that lip. There's some stuff that like looks to me like, say this. Okay, what's going on here? This is a perfect example of something I don't get. So you have a model like this, and to me, this, like, I don't see what could be the issue with this, other than maybe it's just like, I'm actually okay that it's not perfectly flat with like not a perfect edge, because this is supposed to be a little bit like this. I just don't understand, why does it, you know, like, why does it? Try this one more time. So I think this needs to be higher. Was another thing I noticed. Let's go actually like this. Mask. for like probably the 15th time I've said this on the stream, I would love to know a quick way to align a vertex with another vertex without it affecting both. Align one vertex to the height of another. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, this is so stupid. How have I used this program for like 2.5 years and didn't think about this? Watch this. We want to align this to this. Our pivot point was set to the median, which means they go halfway between. Set it to active. Fuck. Unreal. You know, it's what you get for just not, you know, it's like what you get for just not learning something properly. Like, I probably read more of the Blender manual than most humans, but I just, little things like that, it's just so obvious. So the pivot point, so the bounding box center, I don't know when you would use that. The box center of the selected objects. Okay, 3D cursor, that's another way you could do it. Individual origins, median point, active element. No kidding. No kidding. So it's saying it's doing some wonky stuff here anyway, but if you looked at this from the side, to this one, yeah. So you looked at these from the side. These are even. Oh, you have to be careful with that. I don't know how it's selecting all those when it's not. So this is where, yeah, so if I do that and then I select this again, I can't seem to select that one. There we go. So now they're all going to line up to that. Anyway, doesn't matter. The main point was that I think we got that pretty much fixed. Maybe it's sticking on, but it's pretty good. Okay. All right, Premiere. Okay, I think we're good. So, apply. Oh, actually, undo. Goodbye. Okay, duplicate. Hide. Okay, apply. Okay, so this is the current subdivided mesh, and then we can do the retopology remesher on it. Okay, so now we have the new mesh, and yeah, it's interesting. It does really cause some weirdness. I don't know. Weird. Let's just see if it totally broke anything here. Did some weird stuff to the corner there. It's beautiful though. You know. It's actually legit. Like, I don't know what it is about this mesh view. When you see it all kind of together, it just looks nice. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything that's like totally glaring here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just call this mask merged retopo. Okay, so we've got that. And then I'm going to do another one of these. And I'm going to call this sculpt. Okay, and we're going to actually switch. Hold on, let's switch off of Firefox. What happened to PureRef? Bring PureRef back. Okay, so I'm going to do I only have 48. This is only a few minutes, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the last 10 minutes of the stream just to sculpt this a little bit. And all I'm really trying to do here is going to try to add like just a little bit of character to this. Not much. Just a tiny, tiny bit of character, as if it was, hand painted or hand carved. So that's all I'm really going to do. And then I'm going to let's try the curve. Let's try the curve. It's for you, Kryoji. I don't know if I've ever actually done this. So I think the idea being that we want it to kind of set the shape of a mask. We'll put it right on here. Put this here. And we'll try to make sure these are equal. So this should be like that. And then this is, okay, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to set it like that. Fairly close. They don't have to be perfect. So I think, is this just a matter of applying? It's just a matter of applying the, I feel like this is going to just go nuts, but let's try it. Let's save as 3. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this would just gonna find out if this works. Is it actually gonna? Okay. I never really know with the curve axis. Oh man. This is gonna make me a little bit nuts. What did we just do? Oh, did we do the... honestly, I don't even know what the curve. I haven't done it. I'll watch the tutorial, and I'll pick that up later. But in the meantime, what I was gonna do, which is probably not the right way, but I don't care, is I was gonna just do this manually. So we're gonna just kind of curve this thing. So for example, we'll just take a little slice out of the middle. We'll turn on right? I don't feel like this is going to be that bad. I don't see what the big issue will be. That's a pretty good curve already. I feel like that's a pretty good curve already. And then we can take the ears. That's where the mirror would probably help. Yeah, I mean, I guess the downside is maybe it just causes some stretching that you're not going to want, but I don't know. But it's okay. We've got copies of it, so it's fun to just sort of mess around with it and see what it does. I definitely don't like what I did to these corners. Like, I think no matter what you do, you're going to create some kind of bit of chaos. Now, like, I don't mind that much just because I really want this to feel, you know, that like it was carved. But now this is set up kind of nicely for sculpting. It doesn't need a lot because there's really And then I was thinking about this, whether I would do this with, like, it's kind of fun. And I haven't done a lot of this before in terms of, like, you know, we could do kind of just some like creasing and scraping with this, or we could do that in with the texture. But I'm just kind of curious. Thumb. I don't want to do that. Snake hooking. That's not what we want. God, there's so many of these things I haven't even used. What does paint do? Is that just paint? That's interesting. Is that paint vertex paint? Could I use that for... It's been so long since I did so many of these things. Cool for kind of the inside varnish part. It's cool to have a texture on this. I don't know if I'll end up using this or not. I just thought it was kind of cool. I think it's just vertex paint. I actually don't know. We're gonna find out. It may not be, and I may just wasted a bunch of time. Maybe it's actual real paint. Maybe it's real paint. It would be fun. It would be really fun. I haven't done any kind of like it'd be really fun to use. I don't know what the best. I have like a stylus, but I would even like to get this like on an iPad with the Apple Pencil. Probably be just as good, and just be able to like add texturing or color to this somehow. This is fun though. Something soothing after all the stress of dealing with this topology in Unreal Engine. That's why I'm finishing it. We'll assume that they can't really see the sides. Yeah. I don't know, he actually... I have to see one of these final... I don't know if he painted them orange. But I mean, if he did, we can do that. I was thinking of keeping them this texture. So I think a cool way to do this, I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm kind of just painting now over the, kind of ignoring the top. So I'm going to try something. I think it should be on the side. Can't see any. I don't know, maybe not. I was just going to do this and then just see if I could wipe anything I kind of hit on the top. It's pretty cool. Okay. I really should stop. I'm just kind of enjoying this though. That's interesting. I like to get a texture and actually, like, I'd actually like to get a proper texture and strips. It's actually pretty intense what that does. So did this actually do a vertex paint? Is that what that did? I think it did. So yeah, just for kind of fun, before I kill the stream, let's just see. If we go into shader editor, do new texture, and I would probably do, let's see, let's go color ramp, and I would probably honestly just grab like some different colors from here. It's interesting. Those like the random stripes that I was doing, or is that from stretching? That's kind of interesting. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna. Can we drive that from? Can you use the? That does work. Just thinking that. Oh, sorry, Evans. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, the streaming thing just started a couple weeks ago, but I've been doing 3D art full time for a year. I just started streaming. So before that, I was working for a satellite company in the space industry, and yeah, a lot of that was kind of how I learned some of the stuff with the real world data and terrain and all that. But I've been doing the 3D stuff, yeah, full time for a year and kind of on the side for about 2.5. Yeah, that's how the algorithm works, eh? Yeah, I'm going to definitely try to get some more. I need to get some more stuff up there. It's just so hard sometimes to figure out. It's just so hard sometimes to figure out like where to spend the time. Yeah, like I want to do. I mean, I think like there's so many Blender tutorials. Like I'm not going to teach a topology class, obviously you can tell. The thing that I'm going to start doing is I think I can, maybe you guys seen some of the stream, but I do think that I can go from like, if I wasn't doing this side thing, I think I can go all the way from actually sourcing like real terrain data, merging it together in GIS tools, bringing it into Gaia, doing procedural terrain, exporting it out, fixing it in Blender, bringing it into Unreal Engine. Like that workflow, I think I can do. I actually think I could do an end-to-end video. A cool end-to-end video for people that are wanting to learn that. I think that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just going to kind of figure it out as I go. I just wanted to see how this started to look, with... it's not too bad. It's a lot. I haven't sat down to do a bunch of stuff. There's still a lot to do. Just, it's just thinking it'd be nice to kind of see some of it starting to come together, because it's been so long that I've been kind of just wrestling with kind of random issues. I'll definitely, so what I'm going to do, I don't know if this is going to just cause chaos. Yeah, I like to, I wonder if I could do like proportional. Oh, interesting. You can kind of do it. So you can do like a strip down here, and then you can scale it to 0. And you can then change. Oh, that's cool. So just to not affect too much. You can see it's kind of causes a bit of issues. Okay. Anyway, I think that I'm gonna wrap it with this, because I'm gonna probably fix some stuff up with this. But at least like I don't know. I think that's like doesn't look too bad, right? Evans, you've been around from the beginning. What do you think? Scale of 1 to 10 for right now. You think this is like pretty decent? There's obviously a bunch of stuff. Like even the once you get sort of like some of this kind of plaster stuff in and fix this texture, and add this sort of, more random, which I don't know if I'll do either procedurally or just do it. But in terms of the shape, I don't think it's that bad. What do you think? Evan, say something nice. Make me feel a little bit better. Nine out of 10. Yeah. I mean, it's when you're going to laugh when you see where it goes. Like, it's just one little tiny part of this, like, massive scene. I just really wanted to get it right. I think, like, this would 100%, even just as it is, even though it's not what I want, I really want to get this texturing. It looks really crappy, but I think you're just dropping it in. Yeah, 8. I think like 7 or 8 is probably pretty accurate. I think definitely we're going to be able to. The texturing is really bad. I think definitely the shape is good enough. If I flatten this out, maybe do the curve and make sure the nose, that's one thing I noticed, that the nose needs to stay flat. Deceptively simple, painful mask to model. Yeah, it's true. Here, I'll show you really quickly where it's going. So it's going this is merged sculpt. So I think it's this one. Let's see. I probably shouldn't do that with this computer being so bad right now. Oh yeah, it's a disaster. I can tell everything seems slower. So this is the scene. It's gonna slowly load over here. It's heavy right now. I haven't optimized it, but you can see the scene over here, guys. There, what you guys are watching. Yeah, the textures, I agree. But really, this mask is just going where there was a fish. So I had a fish somewhere up here. It's gonna be in underwater day. And it's this fish body. Let's see if this... Yeah. Extras. Okay. So it's the fish, and then we'll turn this off. And then literally, this whole thing for like 3 days. So embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. There it is. It's literally to go down here. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. 3D is so great. It's so great to spend so much time on something. Oh my God, it's so funny. Yeah, the light's gonna be all messed up. But yeah, this is it. This is the whole reason. So once I get this all set up right, I'll have let's see if you step into the pond in daylight. Yeah, but it's not going to be used in daylight. So it's only going to be the night mode. So the day one will be the fish, and then the night will be the mask. And I'll just what I'll do is I'll like put a proper light behind it. I mean, there's kind of lighting now, but I'll light it up. Some cool lighting. I don't want to move it too much off of where it was from the fish. It's gonna merge to the other. And yeah, and then that's really it. Probably have a backlight and probably a forelight. And it's gonna take. It's so noisy because I have so much going on in the scene. But that's really it. It's really for that. It'll take too long to load. But yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll finish the mask in the morning, and then we'll back into probably the Unreal Engine stuff in the evening. So thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys. Evans, Adams, CryoG. Who else came in this one? Depoy helping me with the shorts, which was awesome. We got that weird random question from Lista de Videos, Curso Completos, Filantropio Universo. Nobody answered. Is DSS 3.5 frame generation? Who else joined? Adams, you were both. I think CryoG was here at the beginning. That's the crew. And Stu. And probably some other people lurking. So thanks very much, guys. I appreciate it. Always appreciate the support. We'll have the Discord up and running probably, hopefully tomorrow. And we'll be back at it again. So see you guys soon.